I believe with certain things like finances, like, yeah, that might be more on their side. But like if I'm staying at home with the kids, I might know a little bit better what might be better for them when it comes to like school time or things like that. So I would hope I have some type of say.
Completely agreed. I feel like I'm very submissive to my boyfriend as well.
Hold on, just some feedback. Both of you need to speak louder. Can you try to project your voices a bit?
Yeah.
So, okay, you're very submissive to your boyfriend. What about you? Or do you wear the pants in the relationship? Or the blouse?
It's very fresh.
It's fresh?
It's a fresh relationship.
You guys have been seeing each other for like 6 months, right?
Are you saying that you guys are
known
still
each other
figuring out
for 6 months?
You're still figuring out your dynamic?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you wear the pants?
No,
jeans?
I wouldn't say so, but
the slacks?
I think it's very equal.
It's equal?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If I may interject, I think I have a strong personality. I just know that off the get-go, but I also really enjoy being feminine and girly and like being the girl in the relationship. And I think a lot of women like myself run into this issue where if a guy is weak, we could smell it on you from a mile away. And if you're going to be a weak man, we will dominate you, not intentionally, but in just like, this man's not doing anything, he's not leading me, like I have to step up and wear the pants. And that is the worst dynamic for relationships. It just creates so many issues.
It creates a lot of resentment.
Yes. And I think submission is fun for girls in the sense of like, I don't love making a bajillion decisions all the time. I want to have somebody that I can trust to lead me with a decision that's going to be the most beneficial for me, for him, for my relationship with God and my future children and everything of the sort. And then I could just focus on like, what new recipe do I want to try? Or like, what new hobby do I want to take on? Things that are, I think girls care more about those things than guys at large.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you find it challenging to be submissive towards most guys?
It depends on the personality, but like these beta males, like I would never let you lead me. Like, are you kidding? You can barely take care of yourself. But when it comes to an alpha male, like you can smell it on them. You're like, okay, yes, sir. And you know, it's pretty easy to submit to a man who knows how to be, like you were saying, worthy of submission. And a lot of these men call for women to submit to them and just listen to them without being anywhere near worthy.
Right.
And that's a big disconnect, I think, of people not being so icky with the term submissive. Like if there's a great guy, you'd be happy to have him lead you. No one wants a crappy guy leading them.
That's why like people will say when they find out I'm in a relationship, they're like, oh, he must be such a beta, he must be a simp, da da da. And I'm like, if you use your brain at all and look at me and the woman I am, you really think I could be with somebody like that? No, it's not going to work out.
Well, I think
I'm going to step all over them.
I think the thing with women who are lean more masculine, no offense.
That's the thing.
Offense.
You guys on this podcast would say that, but then to other people, like, because I have tattoos, things like that. It's
just
about,
your demeanor.
Yeah,
is
but
more masculine.
when do you know me outside of a podcast when I'm sit up here to debate? Do you want me to
Sure,
just sit here and quiet and not say anything? It's the point of what I'm on, is to prove my opinion and to speak my voice. Do you think this is how my conversations are with my boyfriend? Well, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, and I've said as much in previous appearances that obviously you've been invited onto a podcast where we are engaging in debate. So I suspect that how you or how someone else who's invited on this podcast conducts themselves is going to differ than how they are one-on-one in an intimate setting with a partner. However, I mean, you can get some degree of a read on somebody even in this sort of environment. And I mean, do you disagree that you're a bit more masculine? Not masculine in appearance, but just your demeanor.
I know not. But I mean, I could see that, but outside of this room, no, I don't think anyone would. No.
You don't think anybody would describe you as having masculine energy outside of this room?
My actual friends that I speak to, not just on a basis of this, I don't think so. I'm honestly very, very submissive. Honestly, I have too much empathy for so many people to really be more masculine or anything, especially like teaching children. Like I knock off a lot of the feminine boxes except for the fact that I can use my own voice. But like me and my boyfriend are very differing opinions. Like you guys would probably agree on most things more than me and him would. But we don't sit up here and argue all day and night about it. He says his point and I just say, okay.
Do your values align?
Overall, yes.
Okay.
Wait, do you get into arguments with your have you ever had an argument with your boyfriend so far? Because like it's one thing.
No, he made me mad once. I think we've made each other mad once, but we never got into an argument.
But
no,
because this is how I sometimes see this play out, is a woman who leans a bit more masculine. If things are good, then it's fine. But like if there's ever a disagreement or a fight, it's going to be a little.
We disagree on a lot of
heated, like-
things. He's a lot. I just got back into Christianity. He's more conservative Christian, value based than I am. So we don't agree on a lot of things. Like a lot of things I say on this podcast, he'd be like, "You're so wrong when you said that," and I'd be like, "Hey," "Hey, bro," But like we agree to disagree, and we know how to respect each other's opinions. And I'm not gonna just sit there and force him to agree with me on something.
Well, do you consider yourself more liberal, right?
I would say I'm very in the middle.
Very in the middle?
I mean, maybe a little bit left, more liberal leaning, but I mean,
A
I'm
little
pro
bit?
Second Amendment. Like
Let's go.
yeah, like I'm not saying, I think there needs to be more regulations on what's going on.
Uh-oh.
I think in some areas we do need, I don't even want to get into this. I have liberal opinions, I have conservative opinions, because in my opinion, based off of what I've read off the Bible, some things are more conservative and some things technically would be a little bit more liberal leaning. So that's what I'm trying to learn more off and base more of my opinions off of.
I feel like the word masculine is being used in place of the word like risque or aggressive, perhaps. I could definitely see that a little bit more. Like people have just sometimes more aggressive personalities. That's not necessarily a bad or a good thing. People being too weak can be a bad thing too. So I feel like that is a better way to describe what they're trying to say than necessarily masculine, because while I do believe like everyone can lean into like their more feminine side. Like I hate when a guy is super effeminate. I always say like he's too feminine for me. But I truly don't believe that like a woman could ever embody the masculine side, no matter how hard they tried. And that's why I'm very much against those ideas that like men and women can change themselves, because I think it's innate. And even the most any girl that wants to be try to be masculine or whatever, they're still a girl. They're still gonna not equal to a man in that sense of personality.
Like I might come off as super, like my biggest problem my last job as being a manager is I wasn't assertive enough. I would let people walk all over me. I wasn't putting my foot down with a lot of things. And that's what was the big issue. And if I had a masculine side to me, I don't think I would have had that problem.
Okay, let's go back to the pick-me thing. Do you have any thoughts on what a pick-me is?
I don't know. It's just like
into the
microphone.
Into the mic.
If I'm being honest, like a pick me is, 9 times out of 10 a girl, who's basically
Can a guy
just,
be? Yeah, can a guy be a pick-me?
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen it. We've seen it.
Maybe if he's like
Ew,
an
it's-
ultra
Oh,
sid.
like
For
a
sure.
feminist.
No, it's
Honestly,
the
nine
male
times out of 10,
feminist.
It comes down to like the beta or like the guys who don't have
Yeah.
like that, just
The
I call
oomph.
the BDE to him
I-
is the word, like
The
the
what?
BDE.
BDE.
Oh,
the manliness. I always say a
Yeah.
manly
I'm
man.
not-
hold on.
It's like the guys who normally don't have like that energy. It's like the alpha energy is the other word.
Yeah.
That are the pick-me's, and we've seen it. Like
I think a lot of nice guys are pick-me's because they need a lot of validation. They need a lot of female validation.
I feel like a male pick-me would make a video that's like, when she's on her period and I just want to bring her chocolate and massage her feet. Please pick me. I've never touched a woman, please.
I feel like all the dudes that like aggressively support like abortion and like feminism, I feel like they're all pick-me's.
Me
Especially
too.
on like social media and
100%.
stuff. It's
All I
like
see with that is like, I want to have sex with a girl and not be responsible at all. And I'm very pro-life. And I think a huge part is holding men and women accountable for their decisions to bring a life into this world.
Yes.
So if we're going to just let the guy get off the hook so easily, that's not fair to women then.
what do you mean by let a guy get off the hook?
Like these guys that are advocating for abortion, I think abortion only benefits men in the sense
How?
of that a man can have, if abortion's totally legal in a state,